Perhaps following in the footsteps of Lil Dicky's TV show Dave on FX on Hulu, another rapper is playing a heightened version of himself, this time on Netflix. Let's talk about the Vince Staples Show. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my TV review for the Vince Staples Show. This is streaming on Netflix right now, and there's only 5 episodes in season 1. I know we always seem to get, smaller episode orders for streaming shows, but at least usually we get like 6 or 8 episodes. 5 episodes, I can't remember the last streaming show that wasn't specifically like a mini-series or something that has gotten that short of an episode order. So I'm not exactly sure whose decision that was, whether it was Vince's or Netflix or whatever, but in any event, there is a season 2 coming for this, so we will get to see more episodes in the future. But in any event, before we launch into the specifics of the show, let me welcome you into Dan Reviews It. Thank you for finding this video. We do movie and TV reviews on the channel, and just about every day something new goes up, so there's always a lot to check out. With that in mind, please consider subscribing, click that like button, comment below. All that stuff, of course, helps the channel out. And check out the playlist on the homepage as well. That will streamline the experience a little bit more, because I've set up movie reviews, TV reviews, my specialty stuff, and all kind of by year too. So if you want to see kind of the most recent stuff, you can go to that particular year and the movies or TV shows. Anyway, so the Vince Staples Show, like I said up top, it's definitely reminiscent of Lil Dicky's show Dave, which is on Hulu. And, for my money, I think there's been 3 seasons so far. For my money, one of the best shows around. Nobody really talks about Dave, but whenever there's new episodes up, it's always exciting. They've really been batting 1,000 lately with that. However, this show, the Vince Staples Show, is, I think, more reminiscent in tone and in style to Atlanta, which is created by another rapper. Donald Glover goes, of course, by the rapper named Childish Gambino when he's doing that. But the difference is he is not playing Donald Glover. He's not playing Childish Gambino. He's playing a different character entirely in Atlanta. But in terms of the show's tone, I think this gets a lot closer to that probably than it does to Dave. But it's definitely kind of a merging of the two, because Vince Staples is playing a heightened version of himself. He's playing a famous rapper, maybe not as famous in the real world, as he is, maybe not as famous on the show as he is in the real world, in their version of Vince on the show. But I am only sort of peripherally familiar with Vince Staples. I don't even know him really from his own work, but he did some stuff with the band Gorillaz a few years ago, and so I sort of knew him originally from that, and I'd kind of heard the name in other circles. So when this came up, I was like, okay, I know who this guy is. So this is basically much like Atlanta, which is, sort of a very, very heightened and stylized version of Atlanta, tackling, a lot of the similar issues of that show, some things about race relations and stuff like that. The Vince Staples Show is doing a lot of that similar kind of stuff, and he kind of freely admitted that. I saw an interview with him where he sort of came up with this idea during COVID, when things were not really, he wasn't able to perform and stuff like that, and he really kind of looked to Atlanta as a sort of starting point for his own show. So I don't think that those similarities are not intentional. I do think they are intentional. So let's talk about the show a little bit. First of all, it's I know that a lot of times I will do reviews on a season after only 2 or 3 episodes and stuff, but it feels weird to have a completed 5-episode season for an ongoing series, because I really don't think we get enough time to really experience what this show is capable of. So Staples himself, look, he's a fine actor. He's playing himself, so not really a stretch. Obviously, a heightened version. We know that. And some of the other people in the show, are really not playing themselves, like his own family members and stuff. But who else is in this? Brian Greenberg, Vanessa Bell Calloway. There's a few other people as well, but that's sort of the core group, I guess. And with 5 episodes, it is definitely uneven. If I was only grading this for the first 2, I think this might be, one of my favorite shows of the year. Like, both of those episodes were really good quality, high, in that A and A- range, very funny, getting to know the characters in a very immediate way. Like in the very first scene of the first episode, Vince goes to jail, and we see him trying to make his phone calls from jail and getting to know people in there. Some people recognize him, etc. But it's what he does kind of when he gets out that's the bulk of the episode. And then episode 2 was this bank robbery that goes awry, and he just happens to be there, but the bank robbers know him, and so that is sort of the plot of that one. Episode 3, I think it is the family reunion, which I maybe think is the best episode. And then it just really dips. 4 and 5 were my least 2 favorites. So maybe I should have stopped at 3, and this would be getting a higher grade. But I'm very curious to see where this is going to go in season 2, and hopefully we get more than 5 episodes to sample, because I really would like to dive fully in with these characters. But unfortunately, because the last couple episodes for me were a bit of a decline, that left me with not necessarily, well, kind of wanting more, I guess, but more of what was in those original episodes. I think they were sharply written. They were funnier than some of the later episodes, and I think the messaging in episode 4, they go to a not a carnival, but like an amusement park, like a low grade amusement park, because they can't afford Disney. So they go to this one where there's a lot of stealing and a lot of people not caring about their jobs, etc. And so they kind of get caught up in all of that. And I understand the messaging, but I feel like it was a little too on the nose, a little too beating us over the head with that messaging. Whereas I think in the first few episodes, it's a little more subtler, and as a result, funnier. So I don't know. I'm very curious to see where this goes in a second season. I should look up why it only got 5 episodes. Like that seems to me crazy. Unless it's like an open or a close-ended mini-series or something. Why are we only getting 5 episodes of this? I wanted more, certainly, especially after a couple of, lesser-than episodes towards the end of the season. So for right now, I would leave the Vince Staples Show with a B, but I could certainly see, this rising up with some more episodes in season 2. So we'll have to see about that. Who knows when we'll be getting those, probably in 2025. But for now, you can check out the 5 episodes that exist on Netflix, The Vince Staples Show. All right, so thank you for watching Dan Reviews It, and I'll see you next time.